Hello. It is I. Oh. It's more than just me. I have a friend with me today. How you doing today, Nick? Hope you're doing well. I'm glad I'm live too. I got one of the kitties. The other one's upstairs. So, between last stream and today, we actually have names for the kittens now. And I think these names are gonna stick. So, the one that's not here, the other kitten, her name is Sophie. And this one that I'm bouncing in my hand right now, his name is Maisie. Anyone know where those names come from? Sophie and Maisie? We happen to just really like the names, but they actually reference something. She's just an adorable little fluff monster. You see this? Aren't you? Yeah. There she is. Oh! She just burped. Did you hear that? She just burped. You feeling okay? Wanna say hi? Look. Right up here. See it? She's burped again. Wanna say hi? Say hi. She's just adorable. You have no idea what's going on. There's absolutely nothing going on. Nothing. Paint me like one of your French kittens. Look at you. She has claws. She's meowing and scratching while she purrs, by the way. What? Jeez. Alright, you want down? You want down? I'll let you down. Down she goes. Onto the floor she goes. But you going around my feet now? Do you secretly want back up? Either way, today we are going to continue and try to finish, at the very least. Realized power went out, so my light settings were defaulted, so they changed. Today we are going to try and have I worn a suit before? Not a full suit. Growing up, I was in a lot of growing pains and growth spurts, and my family didn't invest money into something that I was going to outgrow, especially if it was expensive. So, suits I have never worn. That being said, I have gotten very fancy on many occasions. I'm very much a fan of the button-down slacks and a sweater combo. Super comfortable, and it's super flexible in terms of its formality. It's either going to be super formal, and you just look like you're a comfortable person there, or you are just, maybe a half step up everybody. Either a half step up or a half step down if you rock the sweater over the button down combo. Downside, you're very warm. It's like me as a Minnesotan, my body tends to run a little warm, it feels like, so like if I were to go outside in the cooler weather, I tend to be more okay. Thick skin, I guess. My light is still super bright over there. That's better. So, yeah. So what I was thinking was maybe just for a little bit before stream truly starts, I grab a guitar and just kind of play a little bit. So I know a lot of people tend not to show up at the very beginning. And she is laying at my feet. You are curled up right inside of my foot. She's adorable. Silver Surfer and Vision or Martian Manhunter and Red Tornado. Who wins? Silver Surfer solos all three of them. Silver Surfer solos all three of them. Like, if you've had Vision, Martian Manhunter, and Red Tornado up against Silver Surfer wins. So, Surfer and Vision. You're so cute. So, you know how, like, your foot has this, like, little, like, curve in the middle of your foot? Like, if you have your toes and you have your heel, you have this curve. She is sitting right in there. She's purring, so my foot is vibrating, and I don't want to move my foot. Marvel versus DC. I have a preference towards DC, but the best option, not even answer, but the one that we should all want is equal. Marvel versus DC, because then, if they're equal, that means that they have to compete with each other and push the boundaries and become better. That's how you don't get a stagnant market. And then it means the true winners in that case are the fans. Because we have two phenomenal companies rather than two crappy companies. So I have a slight preference towards DC because I grew up more attached to DC characters. When it came to Marvel, I really just had Spider-Man. And then Iron Man came out, and then it was just the MCU to me. And then everything outside of the MCU I really didn't care about outside of Spider-Man, which of course, this is well before Civil War and Homecoming, so Spider-Man wasn't technically in the MCU for the majority of my memory. And then, I mean, DC, I knew the Justice League. Like, I had the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited shows. There was the Batman animated series, Superman animated series, Green Lantern stuff. Like, I knew a lot more DC characters growing up than I did Marvel characters, and I got attached to those DC characters. To Marvel, I just had the X-Men movies and the Spider-Man movies. DC, I had Superman, I had Batman, I had all these phenomenal animated movies, and I fell much more in love with those. So I appreciate everything. If in a perfect world, my answer is both. Had to pick one, DC. All right, I'm going to grab a guitar. And she is just all tuckered out of a day of doing absolutely nothing. It is adorable. Technically not distortion. Cloud, Silver Surfer and Vision, and Martian Manhunter and Red Tornado, all 4 of them versus Thanos. Thanos without the gauntlet? I mean, Silver Surfer solos Thanos without the gauntlet. So, yeah, assuming it's Thanos without the gauntlet, because Thanos wins even with the gauntlet. So, assuming Thanos does not have the gauntlet, I give it to the other 4. With the glove. I mean, with the gauntlet fully loaded, like, he's effectively God. Especially if they don't nerf it like they did in the MCU, and he can actually, like, doesn't need to close his hand or anything to use the stones. Move, by the way. I was tuning the wrong peg. I'm in drop D. A lot of school songs even in drop D. So Thanos with the gauntlet. Hard to say it won't be him. I mean, you're effectively a god at that point. So I'll give it to Thanos, but in the hands of a writer, Thanos fully armed it's beaten by Squirrel Girl. So I mean, it's hard to say. Why don't we play a little bit ChatGPT instead of music? How about that? Why don't we hop a little bit on ChatGPT? Come here. Kitty. So let's go ahead and mosey on over to ChatGPT. So, last time we were here, we made 2 movies. And those 2 movies were one based off of Temporal Enchantress grapples with the way to her past as she navigates towards so Temporal Enchantress's journey to becoming a hero. That was step 1, or the 3rd movie that we made last week, was Temporal Enchantress's journey to becoming a hero. And then we made a movie that's supposed to be like the height of the enigmatic leader's power. And so we have this movie. Worlds collide. The enigmatic leader manipulates the political landscape to blame the emergence of metahumans for disrupting the chance of world peace. Secretly collaborating with the villains, the enigmatic leader orchestrates a plan to eliminate the metahumans, solidifying their grip on power. As heroes face betrayal and defeat, a new world order emerges, plunging humanity into uncertainty and chaos. I remember last week we should devote the last 2 more movies of Phase 2, and those 2 movies should be the finale, this sort of 2-part finale. Then we'll move into Phase 3, which would mostly be about setting humanity up for success after the defeat of the villains in Phase 2. So it's pretty much like Phase 1 is introducing everything. Phase 2 is like the finality of all the villains. And then Phase 3 is like setting up the world for success. Right? So out of all money of them Surfer, out of all dollar of them, I don't understand what you're going at with this, Nick. What? You're giving me that look. Oh, so out of all 4 of them, Surfer is most powerful one. Yes. Yes, Surfer is most powerful one of them at their base form. Thanos with the gauntlets, borderline the most powerful being in Marvel, period. So, what should we do for a finale? A 2-part finale. Part 1 could be... So we have Worlds Collide, Rise of the Enigmatic Order as like a part 0 prelude to the finale. Let's see here. What do we have else in phase 2? My little... I don't know if you can see it, but right over here I have my the little scroll bar. It's so tiny how much stuff we've inputted. So here are all of our heroes. And remember we wanted to like there to be like a Loki inspired like character doesn't die, they just like get promoted and their job changes. And so Gale Guardian, we wanted to survive and almost take that role, but ChatGPT decided to kill. I literally said, not Gale Guardian. No more than 3 anti-heroes die or retire. Not Gale Guardian. And ChatGPT wanted to kind of spit in my face with that. And kill Gale Guardian. You know how annoying that is? Really fucking annoying is what it is. Pardon my French. Little one is present. So, what do you think is a good idea, huh, Maisie? For those who haven't figured it out, Maisie is named after Maisie Williams. And then Sophie's named after Sophie Turner. So, Sansa and Arya of House Stark in Game of Thrones. So, this little one is named after Arya. She tends to use her claws a bit more, so she likes to stick them with the pointy end. Don't you? Yeah. You're adorable. What's up? That's what you meant? Okay. How's it going, nerdy guy? We are all nerds. We are all at the Fortress of Nerditude. Any new heroes? No. There are no new heroes. So for phase 2, what we had decided to do from the start is, I know for me, at least what I wanted, and at the chat at the time agreed. Instead of going down the traditional routes, how's it going, Jado? Going down the traditional route of, in phase 2, you just basically make sequels for all the existing characters and maybe you introduce like 1 or 2 other teams. We instead included nothing new. We're exploring different angles of the universe. Act more like a geek, a film geek. Hey, I'm with you on that one. So here's what we did. So start phase 2, instead of going for direct sequels, like we have Chrono Warden, Phoenix Guardian, Arrow Sylph, Psionic Oracle, and Spectre Surge. Those are our 5 main heroes. We have a 6th hero. The 6th hero was a villain turned hero named the Temporal Enchantress, who was one of Chrono Warden's villains. So she became a hero. Those are our now 6 heroes. So it's all sequels like MCU phase 2 kind of did. Sort of. I know I do not have a Wii. And sort of, so like phase 2 Marvel is Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Captain America 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. So you had the Trinity get a new movie, that's Iron Man, Thor, and Cap. You introduced the Guardians, Avengers, Ant-Man. That was phase 2 from the MCU. DC didn't really have phases. They just kept throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck. What I thought was, why don't we explore different angles? So we don't get direct sequels. We'll use the same characters, but only as like needed. So for the first project, it's actually a miniseries. And the miniseries would talk about how before metahumans existed, who are the Trinity of this universe? We don't really have one. We have 5 main heroes, so we have like a Fab 5, so to speak, but we don't really have a Trinity. If I had to guess, it'd probably be like Phoenix Guardian, Chrono Warden, and Psionic Oracle, but that's my guess. So Chrono Warden can manipulate time, Psionic Oracle has precognition and telepathy and telekinesis, so basically like Jean Grey, but can see some of the future. So I guess if you mix Madame Xanadu with Jean Grey, and then Phoenix Guardian is a pyrokinetic. I have an idea for new villain. We're all ears. I don't know if we'll use it because we have enough characters to kind of last us the rest of this. We might use it for phase 3 because we're planning on finishing phase 2 today. All we really need to do is the finale, and we already have the finale set up. It's just a matter of, fleshing it out. Though we need ideas for phase 3, so we're all ears. So all of our characters were born of this neutron star explosion. So we had a movie or a mini-series talk about like the events leading up to that explosion. So it's a prequel, but also telling it in the moment. So the show is told in flashbacks. So you have present day and flashbacks for each episode written here. And basically the idea is that peace and chaos are fighting, like the literal metaphysical embodiments of peace and chaos are fighting each other. And peace was about to win. The world is about to enter a world of, like, world peace was about to be achieved. And right before it happens, chaos creates metahumans, which throws a wrench into everything. And then shit happens, and that's where our universe starts. This mini-series explains that away, and the reason it's a mini-series is because it's not super important to the overall story. It's more of a, here's some extra information that helps for all those super diehard fans. So it's not necessary to watch, because that's one thing I've had with the MCU shows. It's like, is it really necessary to watch, or is it something that's just going to help add a branch, or, a branch to the trunk that is the MCU. The movies are the trunk, the shows are the branches. Chaos male or female? Neither. In my video, I guess the video made it out to be female because I used all AI generated images for all the characters, and I couldn't get a genderless androgynous being to be Chaos. So in the video, if you watch the phase 1 video, it's female, but I've always intended it to be neither, just this neutral being. Your idea for whoever is the new villain: there's this mad scientist that's always been studying neutron star and then try to contain the explosion during the explosion. Whoever the new villain is, there's this mad scientist that has been studying the neutron star, and then I don't know if we'll use that because like half our heroes and half our villains were scientists that were affected by the neutron star. Studying it specifically, it was more of a random event that happened that chaos created. So it's not like it could have been studied because it would have happened like instantaneously to Earth, kind of ignoring the laws of physics that like it would need to travel so many light years fast to make it to Earth. Hello there. General Poseidon! Chaos is like death in Pennywise? Yes. And we actually do have death in here as well. And death is Chrono Warden's villain. Yes, I have Kitten. This here is Maisie. We got names for them now. Sophie is upstairs. Maisie is with me. So after this prelude, this prequel of sorts, we go into the first movie of Phase 2, the second project, which is a House of Cards, Game of Thrones style. Chrono Warden's villain or actual arch enemy, both. So, Temporal Enchantress was kind of the, like, so Death was the main villain for Chrono Warden because Chrono Warden's power of time control was created on the his greatest fear of losing loved ones. So, oh, and also Poseidon, she's about 9 weeks, so a little over 2 months. Both the cats were born in January. When it comes to Chrono Warden is the Iron Man counterpart. No, we didn't build this off of the MCU at all. I quite literally told ChatGPT at the very beginning. This, you can read word for word what the very first prompt was. I'd like to create a fake cinematic universe with original superheroes. Let's kickstart the universe with a Nexus event / singularity, the neutron star explosion, that creates an Aurora Borealis-like event over Earth. This creates a total of 30 metahumans across the globe. Admittedly, this was way too many. Oh, in terms of role, sure. I'll be honest, we haven't thought that deep into it. So, this is literally what we started with. So, sure, you can call him the Iron Man of the group. More original characters with original aims. I mean, we could. My only thing was, I think we started out with way too many characters. 30 was way too many. We should have had at most 12 to 15. At most. Nerdy guy, but I don't think it would be Chrono Warden as Iron Man. I don't think it would be Chrono Warden as Iron Man because Chrono Warden is not super rich. Chrono Warden might live in upper middle class society, though he's no billionaire like Tony Stark. Sorry, I did. He's no billionaire like Tony Stark. That's not your logic with it? Okay, what's your... Sorry, I was just kind of poking a little bit of fun. That's my, I like Star Wars voice. No, I have not seen Regular Show. Okay, I know of Regular Show. I watched some of it, but I didn't, like, watch it. It's like, I didn't watch, like, every episode. We got Dr. Imperfect, and he wasn't ChatGPT's creation. He was. Though, it's also supposed to be a ChatGPT universe, so I really want to be careful with characters that are made for, like, you know, not by ChatGPT. And speaking of Dr. Perfect, that's where this movie comes in, where it's this, like, House of Cards, Game of Thrones level. Dr. Imperfect secretly helps the enigmatic leader gain power as the, like, new world president, because if peace was building, like, if there was going to be world peace, then there has to be some sort of world leader of sorts, or world, you know, leaders that, like the UN, but on a truly global scale. And so they have the enigmatic leader, our current villain for Phase 2, rise the ranks and become the president of sorts. And then Dr. Imperfect secretly plays all the main characters and becomes... and helps grow the power of the villain. Doesn't need to be rich, smart, and philanthropist to be Iron Man counterpart. Just made an espionage movie using Perfect. Yeah. Next time. What's wrong with this here, Nick? What's wrong with doing something creative? What's wrong with doing something creative, Nick? Games are fun. games are fun, but this is a Wednesday thing. Then who should be? I don't think we need to have an Iron Man counterpart. I get that Iron Man is a very, very popular character, and I don't think we necessarily need that like face of the franchise type of thing. I think we're looking too deep into this. If we want to make Chrono Warden the face of the Hey Google. You guys heard that too, right? Google overlords are listening. There's one of the heroes who I think would be like Iron Man, but I can't remember who. That wasn't Siri, that was Google. Or Google overlords are constantly listening. Was it Spectre Surge, Phoenix Guardian, Psionic Oracle, or Aerosylph? Does Chrono Warden shoot lasers? No. No. He's strictly time manipulation. Spectre Surge is probably the closest to lasers. So Spectre Surge has like energy wave manipulation or something like that, but mostly force fields, so very similar to that of like the Invisible Woman. Phoenix Guardian is a pyrokinetic, so fire manipulation. Aerosylph is wind manipulation. So is that Zephyr manipulation? I don't know. Zephyr kinetic? I don't know. And then Psionic Oracle is telekinetic, telepathic, and precognitive. Chrono Warden's your favorite? He's my favorite too. We've honestly used Chrono Warden a bit more than the others. But you know, Kevin, I still think you're awesome. Well, thank you, Nick. You should ask Google to marry you. Maybe Google will shoot him. What would Google do? Hey, Google, will you marry me? I felt really sad there for a second. One of the things that we both have to agree on. I prefer to keep our relationship friendly. Oh my god, I just got friend zoned by fucking Google. I'm already 2 cats into becoming a crazy cat guy, aren't I? I just got friend zoned by a fucking computer. Weird science, my ass. I could clap H. What did Google? Google basically just said, I want to keep our relationship friendly. So I just got friend zoned by my Google Home. I got friend zoned. Like a fucking computer. Movie number 3. Moving on. Movie number 3 is... So Temporal Enchantress goes from villain to hero. I didn't want there just to be like, well, now you're on your side and there's no consequences. So I made movie 3. This is probably the closest we get to like a Chrono Warden 2. It's more of a Temporal Enchantress movie. So it's like The Killing Joke. Sure, it's a Batman movie. It's really a Joker movie. I'm gonna clap for him. Alright, sus. Are we still doing Among Us references? Is that still a thing? I haven't played Among Us in like 4 years. She's asleep. By the way, if you can't tell, she is completely asleep. Look at this. She's just completely out. No, I have not seen Godzilla King of the Monsters. Marvel's making a World War II game? That's cool. Look at this. She fell asleep. Ignore the thumb. Oh, she woke up. So this movie was essentially Temporal Enchantress deciding to become... basically, it's her struggle in becoming a hero after her decision is made. So it's a static choice movie where, like, instead of a character trying to get from point A to point B in terms of like an emotional journey or a physical journey or anything like that, it's a character at a point A and not trying to move from it to a point B. So it's a very much a static goal. She is a hero. She wants to stay a hero. That's the point of this. It's not a dynamic story. It's a static story in that way. Pretty much guarantee that most movies I've seen. Yes, here's the thing. I enjoy monster movies. I've seen the 2014 Godzilla movie. I don't seek them out. Like, I haven't seen that, like, Godzilla -1 yet, and I've heard it was phenomenal. Like, I know Poseidon, I know you were talking to me about -1 when it came out. So, most monster movies I haven't seen. Announcement of the so-called Twisted Childhood universe. Is this like making like things we all loved from our childhoods, but actually making them like creepy and like... That's really cool stuff, but only in like moderation. Like, I can't take it when people are like a Meat Canyon video where they like make Andy sick with cancer if he is exposed to Woody and Buzz, and it's like, you know, Sid never moved away, you know, his parents just couldn't stand living there anymore, and it's like super dark. Like, if it's just trying to make stuff dark and edgy out of nothing, like that's kind of boring, to be honest. Kong versus Grundy, yeah, Kong. The only thing is Grundy is revived stronger if he and he can't die. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and a sequel. Oh yeah, see that? I'm not a fan of that stuff. Just because everything hits public domain, people want to make shitty horror like bootlegs. Technically, it's not a bootleg if it hits public domain, but still. Like, when I heard Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was coming out, like, a part of me laughed, but I was laughing at it. I wasn't laughing with it. And I hate it when people like I don't like it when people like try to make that stuff super dark and edgy just to make things so dark and edgy. Then there's this Pooniverse Monsters Assemble, yeah, an Avengers bootleg, yeah. Not a fan. They will not get $1 from me. If I watch that stuff, it's because I've had too many of these and a couple friends over, and we're just gonna make fun of it. And even then, I will try to make sure I either get it on sale or drink up me hearties yo-ho, if you catch my drift. That's not what I said. So this third movie is for Temporal Enchantress, and it's showing her committing to being a hero. So it's Chrono Warden, Temporal Enchantress going up against Death, as Death tries to pull her back to him. The MCU really taught other studios a wrong lesson. It's because one movie is successful, it doesn't mean you make a whole cinematic universe with it. Marvel, here's what the MCU did that like DC... Okay, DC's a special case. Godzilla knew what it was going to do. Here's the thing with the Godzilla movies, from my perspective, as a non-fan, I feel like I'm pretty unbiased when I say it like this. The Godzilla movie makers, filmmakers, the Godzilla, Kong, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, -1, I think -1 is in that universe. That whole monster movie universe, they know all their fans want to see is big monster, and punching. That's it. And their fans are going to be happy. So what do? They deliver on that. What do critics do? They bash it because they're looking for The Whale with Brendan Fraser, you know, which is a movie I still have yet to see, so no one say a fucking word. And so And it's the same answer, Nick, by the way, with Godzilla or Grundy, because Godzilla is a walking nuclear reactor. And so that's the thing with the monster universe. The MCU succeeded because they built it up slowly and only introduced new characters that were going to be vital to the story of Endgame. In phases 4 and 5, they've more or less thrown shit at the wall and trying to see what stuck. DC, they started with Snyder, and it was going to be Snyder's universe. It was going to be Man of Steel, BVS, and then a trinity of Justice League movies. 5 movies. Man of Steel, BVS, 3 Justice Leagues. That's what the universe was going to be. And then he was going to hand it off. It was going to reboot with Flashpoint, and then they were going to do their own DC universe. So Snyder does this like prelude of 5 movies, and then you get this new universe. And this could be your Gunn stuff, James Gunn stuff. That's what DC was going to do. With the success of the MCU, they changed it so the Man of Steel was going to be this new Iron Man. And then Justice League bombs after Suicide Squad bombs after BVS bombs, and Wonder Woman mixed in there as well. And they scrap the whole idea, they take 13 months off, come out with Aquaman. A few months later, come out with Shazam. And then Birds of Prey comes out, bombs. Fun fact, this is the point where I made my DC, how I would make my DC extended universe. This is where I started making that universe, was after Birds of Prey came out during the pandemic. And then they just kept throwing shit at the wall and then became a Harley Quinn universe because they wouldn't use the Trinity anymore of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Justice League is worse than BVS. Justice League is arguably the worst superhero movie of all time. The worst superhero movie of all time is Josh Trank's Fan Four Stick. And it's a shame because Josh Trank made a banger of a movie called Chronicle back in 2012. Well, it was released in 2012. It's a Dane DeHaan, Michael B. Jordan, and I forget the third guy. But Josh Trank made the worst superhero movie in Fan Four Stick, but he made a banger in Chronicle. Chronicle is one of my all-time favorites. I missed your other comments. Yeah, I probably did. Only Hispanic universe that is successful is the Monsterverse. True. The MCU title, the studio's lesson. Oh yeah, you already read that one. What people want to see is real horror, superheroes, and big monsters. That's what they want. True. Sometimes I go on a tangent and I'll be honest, that there comes a point where I just like hearing myself talk. I'll be fully transparent on that. And then here's the newest movie, Mangog or Deadpool. Probably Mangog, but I mean, you throw Deadpool in a pool of lava, Deadpool's effectively gone. I guess you could do the same with Mangog. I give the slight edge to Mangog. And so this last movie is supposed to be essentially like Civil War. Oh, you hear yourself talk? Never. No. Fine. I'm just kidding. Some geeky guy, now there's already some person. Okay. I like that. You're already friends with just some geeky guy. I want to put you down, not that way, but I want to set you down, but you're so cute. No, nothing was said. See, she's okay. She looks like a little ferret. She got one little leg down. Do you want a little bed? Yes. All right, you're awake. All right. There you go. Bed. Yep, big stretch. Oh. Been so long since we talked to the other cousin. Give him a ring. He may or may not answer. I don't know what he's up to right now, but he's usually really busy on weekdays. Whoa, you right there, buddy? You're some nerdy guy here? Yeah, we all are. Yes, Poseidon is my cousin. His mom and my father are siblings. Yep. Just a little younger, just a little less than a year younger than me. So this movie, I'm just going to reread this last movie. When worlds collide, enigmatic leader manipulates the political landscape to blame the emergence of metahumans for disrupting the chance at world peace. Secretly collaborating with the villains, the enigmatic leader orchestrates a plan to eliminate metahumans, solidifying their grip on power. As heroes face betrayal and defeats, a new world order emerges, plunging humanity into uncertainty and chaos. That's why I'm making so many Snyder marks and getting away with it. Can't I do something about that? Love you, buddy. In case you didn't see, I put him in a timeout for 10 seconds. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're going into the finale. And so right now we're effectively like right after our Civil War. A movie that's inspired by Civil War. It's not the Civil War equivalent, but it is inspired by Civil War. And so basically, metahumans were blamed for the disruption of the peace. This wasn't like destroying specifically like the Sokovia Accords, where it's like a city was destroyed and no one answered for it, you know? It was more of like world peace was about to be achieved, and ever since you've shown up, we're blaming you for losing the opportunity at world peace. That's the point of this movie. Mangog or Lizard? Mangog. That's an easy one. The lizard is just a lizard. Mangog is fucking immortal. So let's do like a two-part finale. So there's still chaos out there, and there's still the enigmatic leader. So let's have the two-part finale be dealing with the first part, at least with the enigmatic leader, right? And then part two could be something more along the lines of dealing with chaos. Or should we save chaos for phase 3? Because I plan to finish this universe really at phase 3. So phase 3 would be the actual finale. And unlike Marvel, we're going to know when to end it. So I think phase 3 would be a proper ending point. So I'm thinking, so we could do like one more movie and then have a finale of defeating the enigmatic leader, and then phase 3 would be like defeating chaos, or a new, like, we can create our final villain. And or maybe we do our two-part finale, Hulkbuster, Red Tornado. Tornado would probably win. It depends on how heavy you want to make Hulkbuster and how hard it would be for Tornado to pick him up. when it comes to, like, we can probably do phase 2, ending phase 2 is the part 1 of 2-part finale, defeating the enigmatic leader, and then the second part would be defeating chaos and finding a way to defeat chaos. And then the world is seemingly at peace. And then phase 3, there could be like a time jump. I'm not talking like 20-year time jump, but probably somewhere between a 5 to 20-year time jump. So probably like 12 years, where it's like the heroes have been around for a while. And so phase 3 could be about like, oh wait, like we have to find a way to like leave humanity off in the best way possible, almost like an all-star Superman type story across an entire phase, where it's like trying to set up humanity for success after the metahumans are gone. And it's more of like feel-good, more slice of life type movies, rather than like not stereotypical, but like typical superhero movies where it's like there's a villain and the heroes have to defeat the villain. You know, it's like each movie in phase 3 is like a labor of, you know, it's like each part of the, like Heracles is labors in like setting humanity up for success. So it's like they try to cure cancer, they solve world hunger, and like resolve these problems that were answered, but now that like chaos intervened, now they're not, and they try to set humanity up for success. And the villains would be like one-off, you know, villains that were written specifically for that movie, rather than the ones we have now. And our heroes try to set humanity up, and then there's this big finale where shit might hit the fan, and then it ends like the Matrix 3, where it's like not like how Matrix 3 ended the Matrix franchise, because the Matrix it didn't have phenomenal sequels, but that idea of like maybe the heroes are gone but the world's better off without them in the first place, that kind of thing. Now that like the heroes have like given everything they had and then they're gone, or maybe like they find a way to give up their power. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas here. So those are all thoughts that like I have of how phase 3 could be. And then we have like stereotypical superhero movies in phase 1, taking a separate angle for phase 2, and then phase 3 is like leaving humanity off to be better. So like phase 1 is Genesis, phase 2 is taking a quote from my DCEU phase titles, The Calm and the Storm, and then phase 3 would be Revelations or something like that, or maybe like Genesis, Exodus, and Revelations, like just taking books of the Bible. I know it's literally the first, second, and last books of the Bible, but that's my thoughts when it comes to those are my thoughts when it comes to how phases 2 and 3 can go. I think she's purring. Any opposed? Having phase 2 end with a 2-part finale, defeating the villains that were brought up. That's the enigmatic leader and chaos. And then a few characters die along the way. And then phase 3 is about setting humanity up. So like maybe Temporal Enchantress and Chrono Warden both die in the phase 2 finale. So that way, Tornado or Desaad? I mean, Desaad is, I've said it a million times, he's just Darkseid's secretary. I don't know. Honestly, it's kind of a random DC matchup. I don't know, tornado for funsies? I don't know. It's hard to say. Honestly, tornado could probably take this on. Anyone opposed to that idea of maybe taking out Chrono Warden and Temporal Enchantress? Because those two seem to be like the really overpowered heroes in this universe, and getting rid of the time manipulation would force our characters in Phase 3, setting up humanity to not be able to go back and change anything. So that's where my thoughts are, is maybe Chrono Warden and Temporal Enchantress don't make it out of Phase 2 alive. And then this forces the rest of our heroes to set humanity up in real time. Or at least Chrono Warden can't make it, because Temporal Enchantress's powers only work within the present. She can only... So maybe so only Chrono Warden should die, because his is literal time manipulation, where he can actually like go back in time, go forward in time, and alter events in turn, creating parallel universes, because basically his time travel rules are based off of that of Avengers Endgame. But he dies, and then this forces Temporal Enchantress who's stuck in the present. Her powers are aging and de-aging things while being stuck in the present. That's her power. She helps set the world up in Chrono Warden's honor. I'm just spitballing, guys, because at the end of the day, it's not just my universe. So it's, if you guys have any ideas or you guys have any input, go ahead and message. For right now, I think we're going to commit to the 2-part finale in creating the enigmatic leader and the downing of the enigmatic leader for now. Let's... Ooh, I have caps locks on. Let's... finish phase... Taking a dump while watching. Thank you, Fabio. Thank you for that beautiful image of you taking a dump while you watch us make a universe here. How's your night going, though? On a 2-part finale. This next movie is the first of the 2-part finale. Let's have the enigmatic leader start the movie while in complete control over all of Earth, while our heroes have, what's the word I'm looking for? Regrouped to plan to defeat the enigmatic leader. Please fill in all of middle information, and the finale for this first part leading into the second part of the finale should see the enigmatic leader defeated and gone for good. there's a better way to phrase this. Let's finish phase 2 on a 2-part finale. The next movie is the first of the finale. First of 2-part finale. Let's have the enigmatic leader start the movie while in complete control over all of Earth, while our heroes have regrouped to plan to defeat the enigmatic leader. Please fill in all of the middle information in the finale for the first part leading into the second part. That makes no sense. Please fill in all the middle info. Building up to the finale of this movie, which should see the ends of the enigmatic leader death of the enigmatic leader. Should any characters die? I vote yes. I think it'd be crucial if we truly do go in the direction of characters died to bring up in the finale, then this would leave our characters more of a skeleton crew in phase 3, and I think it'd be very interesting to have minimal heroes in phase 3. Not no heroes, or only like 1 or 2, but definitely a lot less than what we have. So looking here, what if Psionic Oracle dies? Because I don't like the idea of like having someone who can see the future. So I'm thinking like, what if Psionic Oracle dies here? And then Chrono Warden dies in the second part of the finale. So we lose Psionic Oracle, we lose Chrono Warden. Or do we lose Chrono Warden first? Do we lose Chrono Warden, then Psionic Oracle? Because Chrono Warden's fear is that of losing loved ones, right? Wouldn't it be interesting to see him lose a teammate first? I think that'd be interesting. So maybe like Psionic Oracle doesn't survive the first part of the finale, and he dies, and then Chrono Warden can't bring him back, because going back in time just creates an alternate universe, right? Like his home timeline loses Psionic Oracle for good. So his power has almost become a curse in the sense that he can never truly bring back his friend. And so maybe Chrono Warden sacrifices himself in the second part of the finale. And then going into phase 3, that would leave Spectra Surge, Phoenix Guardian, Aerosylph, and the Temporal Enchantress as a 4-part team of heroes. Maybe we write a 5th hero, and this character just wouldn't have any superpowers because all of our super beings are born of the same event. So it wouldn't make sense to have more super beings. Or through comic book bullshit, maybe like Phoenix Guardian has a kid, and then Temporal Enchantress ages that kid up temporarily just to age him back into being a baby so they can like use the help. I don't know. I'm pulling shit out of my ass. Like Fabio. So I think, yeah, let's go and kill Psionic Oracle. Psionic Oracle's killed. Along with at least two other anti-heroes. Please name them as well. Or just, please tell us which ones. Fill in all the info building up to the finale of this movie, which should see the end death of the enigmatic leader. Psionic Oracle is killed along with at least two other anti-heroes to achieve this goal. Mention how this affects the team of heroes leading into the second part of the finale, which is a final battle against chaos. Have you seen The Incredible Hulk, Kevin? Yes, I have seen every MCU movie. Boom. I'm behind one or two like minutes. Remember the army scene in The Incredible Hulk? Yeah, I remember that scene. Everyone remembers that scene. It's phenomenal. Great scene. Let's go ahead and find out. Well, he might be behind one or two movies. Yeah, so the last two movies we made, made Poseidon. I don't know why I said Phoenix. Last two movies we made Poseidon here. In movie 3, Temporal Enchantress is going to become a hero, right? So this movie is about her static decision to become and stay a hero. So she starts the movie a hero, death tempts her, and she stays a hero. So it's about not changing. Why was he angry in that scene? Because he had tear gas shot at him? Oh, MCU movies. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the newest one was the newest one the Marvels? There wasn't one made after the Marvels, was it? I think was the Marvels the last one. All right, here we go. I think the last one maybe was the Marvels. And the Marvels was still good. I enjoyed the Marvels. It wasn't phenomenal, but I enjoyed it. All right, here we go. Here's the part 1 of a 2-part finale. Worlds Asunder, Part 1, The Enigma Unveiled. Synopsis. In the first part of the epic finale, Worlds Asunder, the enigmatic leader reigns supreme, wielding unchecked power over Earth. As our heroes regroup and plan their daring assaults, they face devastating losses and heart-wrenching sacrifices. The stage is set for a final showdown that will determine the fate of the universe. Act 1. The Enigmatic Dominion. Worlds under tyranny. The enigmatic leader's iron grip tightens as fear and oppression spread across the globe, which dissenters ruthlessly silenced. Heroes in hiding. Our heroes, scattered and hunted, rally in secret, plotting their next move against the seemingly unbeatable foe. Psionic Oracle's vision. Psionic Oracle foresees a grim future if the enigmatic leader's rule is left unchecked, spurring the heroes to action despite the overwhelming odds. The plan unfolds. Strategic maneuvers. With the odds stacked against them, the heroes devise a daring plan to infiltrate the heart of the enigmatic leader's stronghold and dismantle the power base. Unlikely alliances. Seeking allies in unexpected places, the heroes forge tentative alliances with the former adversaries and underground resistance movements, pooling their resources for the impending battle. Psionic Oracle sacrifice. In a pivotal moment, Psionic Oracles sacrifice themselves to ensure the success of the hero's mission, leaving a void in the team's ranks and heavy burden on their shoulders. Act 3. Infiltration and Betrayal. Into the Lion's Den. The heroes launch a daring infiltration mission into the heart of the enigmatic leader's fortress, facing treacherous obstacles and deadly traps at every turn. Betrayal revealed. A shocking betrayal rocks the team as one of their own is revealed to be a double agent. Who? Jeopardizing the mission and putting lives at risk. Anti-Hero's Last Stand. I said to name them, and it literally doesn't name them. In a desperate bid to buy time for the heroes, at least 2 anti-heroes, including insert anti-hero names here, make the ultimate sacrifice. What? Valiantly, facing overwhelming odds and a falling in battle. The enigmatic endgame. Showdown with the enigmatic leader. The heroes confront the enigmatic leader in a climactic battle of wills and power, facing off against their nemesis in a struggle for the fate of the world. Final sacrifice. In a moment of selflessness and courage, the heroes deliver the decisive blow that brings the end to the enigmatic leader's reign of terror, but at a heavy cost. Legacy of loss. With the enigmatic leader defeated, but great sacrifice, the heroes mourn their fallen comrades and grapple with the emotional toll of their victory, knowing that their fight is far from over. I have one prompt I want to make before we do the part 2 finale against Chaos. I want to find out who the betrayer was, who the werewolf was, and which anti-heroes died. So I want to find out who ChatGPT chooses for the betrayer and the dead anti-heroes. I saw your texts, and I'm not too upset with how it went. Respectfully, I don't need to make it perfect. All heroes! So that means Chrono Warden and Temporal Enchantress are the only... No, I don't... Should we retcon this? Should we change this? Like, should we change this? Like, this is... Like, to me, this is dumb. Aerosylph and Spectra Surge die. Psionic Oracle dies. First of all, Aerosylph and Spectre Surge were full-blown heroes. I asked for anti-heroes to be dead, not heroes. And then Phoenix Guardian turns out to be the betrayer. Should we change this? Because I feel like ChatGPT's breaking a rule by, at the very least, killing off 2 of our 6 heroes after we already killed 1, and then claiming a 4th to be a villain, or to had been a betrayer. It was revealed to be Phoenix Guardian. Her betrayal shakes the team to its core as her actions jeopardize the mission and put the lives of her comrades at risk. The revelation of Phoenix Guardian's betrayal adds an additional layer of tension and complexity to the already dire situation, forcing the heroes to confront the harsh realities of betrayal. And yeah, it's a betrayal for the sake of drama. Let's change it. Solomon Grundy or Doomsday? Doomsday. Just because, like, that whole, like, only Doomsday can be killed by Superman. And they have to trade each other's lives. And Grundy's born on a Monday. New characters. This is dumb. Arrow, Sylph, and Spectra Surge are both heroes. You, calling out ChatGPT, said earlier that though I'm fine with the Betrayer being a hero. At the very least, we can't be killing half our team and having a fourth be a Betrayer. That can't happen. That's getting rid of too many of our heroes. Dr. Imperfect and Shadow Shifter? Okay, should we do it again? Because do we want Dr. Imperfect to be dead? Well, Dr. Imperfect was part of the Enigmatic Leader's rise. Like, Dr. Imperfect was part of that power, like that story. Do we want Dr. Imperfect to die in the part 1 of the 2-part phase 2 finale? Because if we commit to phase 3 being about like an all-star Superman inspired like 12 labors type of story, like we have 6 movies again in phase 3, 2 labors per movie, we have our 12 labors. Like it's inspired by Heracles and his 12 labors, and so phase 3 could be inspired by that. Keep him alive? Okay. Because I had an idea, I never said this, the idea came to me while we're doing this stream, that Dr. Imperfect could be a consistent villain in phase 3. So, yeah. Shadow Shifter, I mean, who the fuck was Shadow Shifter? Who the fuck was Shadow Shifter? Who the fuck is Tingus Pingus? I assume it's Shadow Maven. Yeah, I have plans for Imperfect as well. So, I assume it's Shadow Maven that dies. That's what I assume. Shadow Maven dies, and they just called it Shadow Shifter. So, I'm just gonna kind of, in my brain, like, when we re-list this, we can just say, remember Shadow Shifter's name is Shadow Maven, so Shadow Maven dies. And then we just have Dr. Perfect live. How about this? Do we just want to pick which one dies? Gale Guardian's dead, so Gale Guardian already died. And it can be one of these characters too. Basically, any character here Shadow Maven's already dead, because that's the other character that dies. Or Gale Guardian. And Mangog, because Groot can actually die. Mangog is fucking immortal. So Gale Guardian is already dead. Pick and choose. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mother told me that you are it. Flame Monarch. So, it's these two, Flame Monarch and Shadow Maven. And Gale Guardian's already dead. So, Flame Monarch, Shadow Maven. And I think that's fine. I mean, or Icicle Monarch. Excuse me, not Flame Monarch, Icicle Monarch. Mastery of Ice and Cold. Sorry. So, we lose our Shadow Villain, we lose our Ice Villain, and then we already lost our Weather Villain. So this helps kind of thin down the characters. And then do we want to keep Phoenix Guardian as Betrayer? Because what could we do with Phoenix Guardian? Like, should we... I'm going to ask why... When did... Say to kill Icicle Warlock? What? Oh. My mother told me you are it, yeah. Because my mother is your aunt, so... So... Should we... I'm okay with it being Phoenix Guardian in the sense of it being a hero that's the Betrayer, because then it hits harder. The question is, why Phoenix Guardian? So I think I want to ask why Phoenix Guardian. While we change this to be Shadow Maven, just to correct the name, and then change this to Icicle Monarch. Change. Keep Dr. Imperfect alive and replace his death, his/her death, with Icicle Monarch instead. Also remember that Shadow Shifter's name is actually Shadow Maven. So please adjust this as well. Does chat know her name? If so, then don't have to abbreviate. Does chat know her name? What do you mean chat know her name? If so, then I don't have to abbreviate. Oh, my mom's name? No, I don't think my mom would appreciate having her name revealed. I don't think she'd want to have her... You can just call her my mom. Or your aunt. I don't think she'd appreciate having her name revealed. Actually, Shadow Maven, so please adjust this as well. Then answer. Then explain why Phoenix Guardian changes sides. Did something happen to her? Is this of her own free will? Or is... I really can't type today. She forced to do this. Phoenix Guardian's decision to change sides is a result of manipulation and coercion by the enigmatic leader. Through a combination of psychological manipulation, blackmail, and threats against her loved ones, Phoenix Guardian is coerced, against her will, into betraying her comrades and siding with the enigmatic leader. Despite her inner turmoil and resistance, Phoenix Guardian ultimately feels she has no choice but to comply with the enigmatic leader's demands in order to protect those she cares about. So, with the death of the enigmatic leader in Worlds Asunder Part 1, would Phoenix Guardian still be a villain? Or still be against the heroes? Or would she look to return to... You know what? I'm not going to answer this. I'm going to make the decision for myself. Or make the decision for all of us. Phoenix Guardian is explained in here. You can't tell because I'm pointing at the screen. She's explained here that she is coerced. It's against her will to join the enigmatic leader. The enigmatic leader is dead at the end of this movie. So here's where our heroes are going into phase 3. Or not phase 3, the finale, part 2 of the finale. Icicle Monarch, Shadow Maven are dead. Phoenix Guardian has lost, Psionic Oracle is dead. Gale Guardian is dead. Shadow Maven is dead. Icicle Monarch is dead. Phoenix Guardian alive, but lost all trust with their heroes. So now we're going up against Chaos. Chaos is the phase 2 big bad. Chaos was consistently kind of pulling strings in the first phase, and the enigmatic leader briefly appears in the end of phase 1, going into, of course, being the now defeated villain in phase 2. Chaos still is out there. We need to have Chaos defeated in any capacity. This next movie could do that for us, or will do that for us, because we get to choose what happens. Now, with this being the direction that we're going, unless you guys want to go a different direction, speak up or forever hold your pizza. We have 4 dead characters. We then also have Phoenix Guardian kind of in hero limbo. Like, maybe her role, she lives through this movie, but what if in this movie she's not like fully redeemed? So phase 3 could be focused a lot on Phoenix Guardian and her redemption arc. So phase 3 could be a story of redemption and setting humanity up. So it's like, now that metahumans have been blamed, rightfully blamed, for the heroes to, be who they were, and they're blamed to bring the world into chaos. The phase 3 is all about redemption. I read once that good writers aren't afraid to have their heroes face certain doom in a high and rise building on fire. One of the characters goes into labor. ChatGPT seems to be afraid to shake things up. That is true. ChatGPT is very much playing it safe a lot of the time, so I think that's where we kind of step in and kind of make sure we keep ChatGPT making interesting stories. Phase 1 kind of got dull. It kind of felt like that we made 5 of the same movie, and then the 6th movie is just kind of like it's just a team-up version of the first 5. So that's why in phase 2 we've been very meticulous about coming up with specific ideas to push the story forward. And if characters do something, like we had a villain switch sides, we had a movie dedicated to that decision and showing it being a process. So Yes, Chris, you are correct. That ChatGPT seems to be afraid of actually like committing to these things. That being said, with a quick question, we got this whole bit of drama that was left out. Thank you. It's a fun little idea that I just kind of had randomly. I'm like, ooh. If you all want to know where actually I got the idea of doing a ChatGPT cinematic universe, I credit, of all people, probably the last person you'd expect for a superhero themed video or series, and that is one of my favorite YouTubers who I kind of half model the channel after, and that's M&J TV, one of my favorite YouTubers. I happen to be a big Pokemon fan. I love his channel. I've been following his stuff since like 2014, 2015, and he had a video about a year ago, maybe even less than a year ago, but he made a ChatGPT inspired Pokemon region, and I'm like, oh, that's a really fun idea. And then like 2 months later it hit me, I'm like, ChatGPT themed superhero video, but I hadn't like made videos again. Like all I was really doing was the DCEU thing, so I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna finish this. And then right around December, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna commit to doing YouTube again. You know, obviously I have my full-time job. I can't like put 40, 50 hours a week into it, but I can still put a lot of time into it. And so I'm like, let's do that ChatGPT thing. So we got started, and here we are finishing phase 2. Though I agree with Childish Gambino in that all great things must end. That's why he stopped making music, because the ending made all the stuff he did make more important. We should end this at phase 3. Phase 3 should be the finale. We don't want to keep doing this forever. We could make another universe with a different concept. Like this one was, characters are born of a singularity, and their powers are based off their greatest fears. Like that was the concept that we started this with, just to kind of give us a push. And now we've kind of been rolling with it. So maybe we can do something else with ChatGPT, like a separate universe, but we keep the universes separated. But of course we give this a break to kind of let this settle. That being said, going into part 2, let's go ahead and write ourselves a little bit of a prompt. Phoenix Guardian is, I think, going to be kind of our main character going into phase 3. I think Chrono Warden should die in phase 2. I think Chrono Warden should die in this finale. I think we should focus this finale sort of on him. His greatest fear was losing loved ones. Don't forget that. He just lost Psionic Oracle. Phoenix Guardian is lost to him in the sense that she cannot be trusted, even though they don't know why she betrayed them, because she was forced against her will to betray her teammates, to betray her team. So now Chrono Warden is lost 2 of his closest friends. So I think this movie should focus a bit more on Chrono Warden, and because Chrono Warden's ability is time manipulation and using the same time travel rules of Avengers Endgame, he can't go back in time and just bring Psionic Oracle back onto their team. So he can't just go back and bring them back from a separate universe. That's breaking the rules. So what he does instead is he sacrifices himself to help save humanity. He fights his fear, and he also dies in this finale. This reduces our hero list and then creates a 12 labors story in phase 3, and the redemption, instead of like proving Heracles in Greek myth, you have the redemption of Phoenix Guardian and the rest of the remaining heroes to prove themselves to humanity. Phoenix Guardian to the team, so maybe she takes like the first 2 tasks by herself as a sort of Phoenix Guardian 2 movie, her direct sequel, and then the other 5 movies are the other 10 labors. And so phase 3 is like, we have phase 1 Genesis, phase 2 Revelations, phase 3 Redemption. You know, that's our 3 phases. So let's go and finish this. I pressed L once. Can you guys not read the prompt down there? There we go. Let's wrap up phase 2 with the part 2, wrong 2, to Worlds Asunder. When I hear the word Asunder, I think of that one Ghost song. Oh, how did it go? I can't play it because of DMCA, so I'm just gonna look it up here. Good old DMCA. It's fun to... It's never fun to DMCA. So... I just want to look this up. It's fun to bypass the DMCA. Oh yeah. I'm not really gonna bypass it. I'm just unfortunately gonna mute my microphone. Is it Dance Macabre? No, I think it's Square Hammer. Square Hammer. Yep. Living in the night, the devil's torn asunder. Yep. The devil's torn asunder. Yeah, it's Square Hammer by Ghost. Let's wrap up phase 2 with the part 2 to Worlds Asunder. Lots of 2s in that sentence. My cat is sleeping on my foot. Now, I wear a size 16, so I have a big foot, and I have a small kitten. She's sleeping on my foot. This will be the end of the Being of Chaos. Since Chaos cannot die as a cosmic being, therefore immortal spelled with an I, immortal, please come up with a creative method of defeat for Chaos. I've always pictured in my mind Chaos is like adjacently similar to Vaatu in Legend of Korra Season 2. Vaatu is modeled after a kite and is a essentially purple spirit of chaos against Rava, a white kite, who is the spirit of peace. And Rava becomes the spirit that, of course, creates the Avatar, and Vaatu is imprisoned in the Tree of Time for like 10,000 years. So Vaatu is never killed. Vaatu is just imprisoned. So I want to come up with a way where Chaos can't die. Chaos is an immortal cosmic being, but Chaos can still be defeated. So I want ChatGPT to come up with a creative way that Chaos is defeated. Along in the finale, let us have Chrono Warden also give his life. It's my favorite hero. I know we don't want Chrono Warden to die. I just don't like having the idea of time travel and having that sort of time manipulation on your side if Phase 3 is going to be about redemption. Just something about that sits wrong with me, and having Chrono Warden there, I don't like it. So I think Chrono Warden could very well give his life in this story, and I think it would be a fitting end to him. It's like Obi-Wan dying halfway through A New Hope. It's like his story was really done. He's not really needed at this point on. So, yeah, Mangog or Colossus Mangog. Again, like your immortal character versus mortal character. 9.5 times out of 10, I'm picking the immortal character. Along in the finale, let's have Chrono Warden also give his life to the hero's cause. I spell that form of heroes. Cause. I spell cause. This build up well as well. Phoenix Guardian will also play big part in this movie as she looks to redeem herself. It is still too early for her, though, and her efforts for redemption are fruitless or just say, for now. Plus, we focused a lot on Chrono Warden in phases 1 and 2, more than the other heroes. Like, when was the last time we thought about Spectra Surge, you know? Other than Spectra Surge almost dying by ChatGPT, choosing to kill 2 heroes, not killing anti-heroes, and then having another hero be a betrayer. Like, I don't think that's really gonna hold too well. So, like, we already have a dead hero. We're gonna get another dead hero. Like, we're gonna have 4 heroes going into the finale. So, yeah. Do we need to kill any more characters? I don't think we need to. We've killed a lot of characters. We've killed Gale Guardian's dead. Icicle and Monarch and Lilith Nightshade are dead. Those 2 and this one, they're all dead. Sonic Oracle's dead. Phoenix Guardian isn't dead, but is severely distrusted. And then Chrono Warden will die. That's a lot. And I'm kind of picking that these characters will use in Phase 3 as needed. And if we don't need them, they're retired and trying a bit, certain type of people living in Argentina post-1945, they're just trying to hide out after the redemption of the heroes, and this proves to be a first step in... Maybe this is the first of 12 labors. Maybe this is the first of 12 labors. Mangog or Steppenwolf? I'm still going Mangog. Again, it's still that idea of immortal versus mortal. Steppenwolf is mortal. Very, very mortal. So this proves to be the first step in... So this will be like our first labor. It's a labor before anything else happens. It's like seeing the Tesseract in Captain America. You know, it's like... It's supposed to be like a seed set beforehand. So this is actually labor 1, is defeating chaos, which is a big fucking labor. And then we have 2 labors for the next 5 movies. So that's 10. This is 11. 12th labor is the final finale. And that's putting the universe to bed. So I think that'll be the idea for phase 3, and we're getting ahead of ourselves in a good way of having the finale of the final part 2 finale of phase 2 being the first of the 12 labors. Hey everyone. Hi Blake. How goes being a Lego boy? So, let's wrap up phase 2 with the part 2 to Worlds Asunder. This will be the end of the being of chaos. Since chaos cannot die as a cosmic being and therefore immortal, please come up with a creative method of defeat for chaos. Along in the finale, let's have Chrono Warden also give his life to the hero's cause. Let's have this build up. Well, let's delete this. We want to make sure that there's not too much information to confuse ChatGPT. That's pretty self-explanatory. Phoenix Guardian will also play a big part in this movie as she looks to redeem herself. It is still too early for her though, and her efforts for redemption are fruitless for now. Although this proves to be a first step in redemption for the heroes in the eyes of the public, after the slander and libel of the enigmatic leader. Does anybody object to the final prompt for the finale of phase 2? Anyone looking to oppose? I will give about another minute 45. Read it real quick. Okay, here we go. Let's wrap up phase 2 with the part 2 to Worlds Asunder. This will be the end of the being of chaos. Since chaos cannot die as a cosmic being and therefore immortal, please come up with a creative method of defeat for chaos. Along in the finale, let's have Chrono Warden also give his life to the hero's cause. Phoenix Guardian will also play a big part in this movie as she looks to redeem herself. It is still too early for her, though, and her efforts for redemption are fruitless for now. Although this proves to be a first step in redemption for the heroes in the eyes of the public, not fully redeemed though, after the slander and libel of the enigmatic leader. Remember, slander is spoken. In print, it's libel. You learn that from Spider-Man. Any objections? I will give you 90 seconds to voice your opinion. When my little counter for the stream hits 2 hours 6 minutes, which is a minute and 15 seconds from now, This movie will be sent. Poseidon says send it. I will still honor the next minute. I'm gonna try to keep this moving. So, the only reason I'm giving this 90 seconds is because I practically came up with this whole idea myself, and it's not that I want to come up with it all myself, but it's, there's a lot of us here. We're all kind of making this together. Why is Chaos dying and not in Phase 3? Chaos is not dying. Chaos is put away, essentially, because I don't believe Chaos should be a force in Phase 3. I think Chaos is simply too powerful. I like to keep Phase 3 relatively grounded, so to speak, and have the story be mostly about redemption in the eyes of the public rather than going up against bigger, badder villains. I see this as the overall climax. Like, if we compare this to a single movie, this is the climax of the movie. Phase 3 would be like a falling action resolution / redemption for our heroes. So, like, this is the big story, and then Phase 3 is like, Far From Home Far From Home is the end of Phase 3 in Marvel, not Endgame. So it's still about, like, the shit that happens in Endgame. Anyway, it's actually past 2 hours 6, so let's send her. Or I'll give you guys an extra 20 seconds. You heard of the Tesseract in Marvel, Kevin? Yes, I know what the Tesseract is. Nick, I'm just going to let you know, I have seen every Marvel movie more than once. And I know a shit ton about that universe. Tesseract is arguably the most important part of Phase 1. Arguably the most important part of Phase 1, but also Phases 2 and 3. Yes. The thing... that houses this? Yeah. I know what the Tesseract is. Have you seen every DC movie, Kevin? And the DCEU? Yes. Every DC movie ever? No, there's a shit ton of animated movies I have not seen yet. But I've seen a lot of them. Sent! I've seen a shit ton of superhero movies, guys. I have seen probably close to 150 different superhero movies. I have counted. It's a minimum 125. Last I counted. Yes, I've counted. The little story of how I know I've seen so many is 2022, I was recovering from hip surgeries. As a matter of fact, if you go back and watch I created Nightwing, a superhero theme video, when I made that video, I was on crutches. You don't see it because I'm sitting down. Right off to my right hand side, on this side of the screen, I actually have 2 crutches sitting there. I know this because shortly after posting that video, I got COVID. It sucked. Either way, I was recovering from a hip surgery. Wait, did I have... No, I didn't get COVID that day. No. I had already had COVID. Excuse me. I had COVID after one of the live streams in making the Nightwing theme, not posting the video. Did I? It's the end of January. The video was posted mid-February. I'm trying to remember. Either way, the Nightwing video was posted. In recording that video, I had my crutches sitting right next to me. And those were from a hip surgery. In my very first days of recovery, I was bedbound. I could not leave this bed. Granted, it wasn't here, I was in a different house, but I could not leave this bed. Surgery, then COVID? I had surgery, then COVID. I had a hip issue where I had to be basically, if the ball and socket joint you have a ball and socket on your hip, right? This being the ball, this being the socket. I basically had too much bone on the ball, and when I would run, it would scrape away at the labrum and the cartilage in between the ball and the socket. That's basically what I had. It was called a hip impingement. And so eventually I had no labrum and cartilage, I had no padding, and so I was running bone on bone, and it was constantly scraping, and it was messing with the muscles, it was messing with the tendons. It hurt to walk most days. I remember we were doing hip exercises for basketball when I was in college, because, fun fact, your boy played college basketball. I have a jersey to prove it. And I have a coin up there from the NCAA to prove that I played college basketball, in case you all are curious. And so, essentially, doing these hip exercises, I couldn't feel my legs walking from them. Not because they were difficult exercises, but because I had genuinely damaged my hips, and I didn't know it. Was mid-February? No, I had 2 hip surgeries. The first hip surgery, the one I'm referring to, was January of 2022. It was like January 7th. And then the second hip surgery was that following like October 20th. So both surgeries were in 2022. I was fully recovered by New Year's, January 2023. I was actually fully recovered. I stopped doing physical therapy altogether by March of 2023. About a year ago! Yeah, it was like 2022. And so, when I was in bed, I was really fucking bored. I pulled out a sheet of paper. I wrote down every single superhero movie I had ever seen. Animated, unanimated, Marvel, DC, any other property. If I could recall that I've seen it and could form an opinion on it, I wrote it down. Last time I touched this was probably a year ago. I think the newest movie I saw that I recorded, keyword that I recorded, I've seen more movies since this one came out, was Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I think was the newest movie I had even acknowledged in this old file. And so, I haven't updated it in a while. It's like 125 movies, and I have them all ranked. Granted, like, numbers 30 through 100 are like relatively interchangeable. Remind me to tell you that my mother said to Reminder to tell you what my mother said to me on the year anniversary of my surgery. Okay. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Parker. Why did I say that? Why did I say hi, Kevin? Hi, Parker. So, that's how I know I've seen like over 125 super movies, because I fucking counted. That was, I think, before I did any like superhero themed videos on the channel, other than the DCEU Part 1. It was probably the only superhero themed video I made on the channel that wasn't a theme song. But let's read the finale of Phase 2. Shall we? Worlds Asunder Part 2. I think the list would be just as long. Yeah, probably. The Final Convergence. For the record, I included the Drew Barrymore Firestarter movie from like 1984. Was it Drew Barrymore? I think it was Drew Barrymore. I think it was Drew Barrymore's first movie. I included that one. For the record, it was in my bottom 10. Not a fan. I was really bored with the movie. Basically, my bottom 10 was movies I was left bored watching, or really wish I'd never watched. I'd move Batman and Robin with George Clooney and Arnold Schwarzenegger as my least favorite movie, and I bumped it up a couple notches just because I can laugh at it. Fan 4 Stick is the worst one I've ever seen. That is the bottom of the list. It's the bottom of the bottom. It sucked. Wish I can get those 2 hours back, but I can't. Unfortunately. In the thrilling conclusion to Phase 2, Worlds of Asunder Part 2, The Final Convergence, our heroes face their greatest challenge yet as they confront the immortal cosmic being Chaos. With the fate of the universe hanging in the balance, sacrifices must be made and redemption sought in the darkest of hours. Act 1. The Gathering Storm. Descent into Chaos. As Chaos unleashes devastation upon the world, our heroes rally for one final stand, determined to end the cosmic threat once and for all. Phoenix Guardians struggle. Wrestling with guilt and regret, Phoenix Guardian seeks redemption for her past betrayal, but finds her efforts thwarted at every turn. Chrono Warden's sacrifice. Knowing the risk, Chrono Warden makes... This is really early. Chrono Warden makes the ultimate sacrifice, using his powers to create a temporal rift that weakens Chaos, but at the cost of his own existence. Again, it's a bit early for Act 1 for him to die. I said right here. I didn't say it happened in the finale, did I? Oops. Act 2, Clash of Titans. Battle of the Ages. Heroes and villains unite against chaos, engaging in a spectacular clash of powers and wills amidst the chaos and destruction. Side note, for the final video, or for the Phase 2 long form video, I may cut this and just paste it later in the video. So like I just cut this prompt. I still read it word for word, but I don't read it here in the story. I read it here in like Act 3, and I replace like Battle of the Ages in here, you know, or I just don't worry about calling each act. Like I just go from prompts to prompt. I don't worry about titling, whatever. That's just me brainstorming how I'm gonna make the long form video. Act 2, Clash of Titans. Battle of the Ages. Heroes and villains unite against chaos, engaging in a spectacular clash of powers and wills amidst the chaos and destruction. So I have a litter box down here for the cats. And to keep some of the litter off of the carpet, I put some penny sleeves for my records that you can see over my left shoulder. I have my records right there. Well, I have penny sleeves for them, kind of right back here again underneath this window. So I took a few of the empty penny sleeves and I put them kind of surrounding the litter box, so if litter falls out of the litter box, it ends up on the penny sleeves and not in my carpet. Well, Maisie, my cat, she just sees a toy. So she's playing with the plastic. So, Maisie. Kitty, 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 kitty. I'm gonna go get her. She's. Come here. She's purring. Listen. I don't know if you can hear that, but she's purring. Heroes and villains unite against chaos, engaging in a spectacular clash of powers and wills amidst the chaos and destruction. Phoenix Guardian's redemption. Despite her past mistakes, Phoenix Guardian rises to the occasion, demonstrating courage and selflessness in the face of overwhelming odds, earning a glimmer of redemption in the eyes of her comrades. Like how I mentioned, a glimmer of redemption. Creative method of defeat for chaos. I'm excited to read this. In a stroke of genius, the heroes harness the power of unity and hope. Oh, it's corny. Channeling their collective strength into a cosmic resonance that disrupts chaos's essence, destabilizing the cosmic entity and banishing it to the far reaches of the universe. So, chaos loses to the power of friendship. This is a fucking anime. We're not making superhero movies. We're making an anime. What are you doing? You can't play in the litter box. Logan or Odin? Odin. The Allfather. Hello. She meows. For she does not know. Act 3, A New Dawn. Ah, son. What is wrong with you? First you purr, then you scratch and meow at me. To be fair, these cats have yet to hiss at me. But I've got a feeling I'm about to get a hiss here in a second. They're okay. Please subscribe. I'm just reading your text. Outside of a long-form video, I don't ask for a subscription. If you want to subscribe, I very much welcome it. I'd love to. I'd love to hear it. I just hope you guys enjoy the content, whether you subscribe or not. Act 3, A New Dawn. Aftermath of the battle. As the dust settles, the heroes survey the aftermath of their victory, mourning the loss of their fallen comrade, Chrono Warden, and reflecting on the cost of their triumph. Phoenix Guardian's journey. Though her redemption remains incomplete, Phoenix Guardian's valiant efforts pave the way to a new beginning as she continues her journey toward atonement and self-discovery. What are we reading here? We're reading the Phase 2 finale, actually, to our ChatGPT universe. Legacy of Heroes. Despite their imperfections and struggles, the heroes emerge from the crucible of conflict as beacons of hope and inspiration, their deeds earning them newfound respect and admiration from the world they swore to protect. And ChatGPT is like little flavor text that it's like thoughts on it. Basically just recapping it in a couple sentences. That's it! Phase 2! Done! Let's... Okay, Blake is Local Boy's your friend. Okay, how's it going, Blake? How do you and Nick know each other, if you don't mind sharing? Like, Poseidon and I were cousins. We've known each other our entire lives. Alright, Maisie, come here. Stop playing with the plastic. Come on. Maisie, come on. Don't those Discord links need to be updated? If they do, I keep forgetting. Maisie! She's just playing with plastic over there. I don't know if you can see her. Maisie! Her name was given like 2 days ago. She doesn't know it yet. Got Maisie and Sophie. Anybody know where Maisie and Sophie's names come from? I know I said it at the beginning, but I don't know if everyone was here yet. I know Nick was here. Anyways, I want to make a character recap so we can find out a list of all the characters that are currently alive. Or here. After the... Or here, let's actually... Give me a list of all of the... Hey. Come here. You're done. No more plastic. You can see you're just being a crackhead down there, can you? Maisie! No! No! You're done. You've lost your plastic privileges. I never thought I'd say those words. But you've lost them. Come here. The culprit. Right there. I just hit the microphone. That's the culprit. Mirror. how do we feel about that? And these two are the ones that died. This is a bad list. I appreciate having fewer characters. Is a villain, or at the very least an anti-hero. MODOK or Black Adam? MODOK. I mean, not MODOK, Black Adam. Black Adam just shocked the fuck out of MODOK. Shadow, Maven, and Ice Sickle Monarch are both dead. You come in, I'm just streaming. You want to say hi?
Hi.
You're not on screen, by the way.
I'll say hi.
You're not on screen, they can hear you though.
That's okay. Hi.
That's my mom.
I'm just dropping off the cat. She needed somebody else to beat up on besides me.
You want Oliver to stay down here? I don't think he'll be good down here.
He's cat sitting. Alright, bye.
So Shadow Maven and Icicle Monarch are both dead, as well as the enigmatic leader, and Chaos may as well be dead too. There are plenty of other villains from the list. So my current total that I'm recalling right now is like 92 superhero movies, 39 Marvel, 42 DC, and like 11 Star. I actually don't consider Star Wars. I didn't consider the Star Wars movies. I considered more like cartoon, like comic book, like superhero movies. Like Hero's Journey doesn't qualify it for me personally. Get from HBO Max and Disney Plus. Okay, there are more. Yeah, I didn't count the Star Wars movies. And there's 12 Star Wars movies. Don't forget animated Clone Wars movie. There are plenty of other villains from the list that we had coming out of Phase 1 into Phase 2. So Temporal Enchantress now has villains. I think we'll just ignore Temporal Enchantress villains, just because she was a villain for Chrono Warden, and now Chrono Warden's dead. So now we have Phoenix Guardians villains: Inferno Tyrant, Frostbite, Scorch Blaze, Wildfire. Surprisingly, they're now giving characters single-word names. Also, Puppy. This is Oliver. You can kind of see him against my shirt, but that's Bubba. But Oliver, Bubba is his nickname. Hey, buddy. You good boy? Yeah. He loves the kittens. Not in a dog chase cat kind of way, but more of a extremely curious, almost like protective older brother kind of way. So, Oliver is the goodest of boys. Aren't you? Yes, he's the goodest of boys. You're a good boy. And yeah, none of these characters are the original villains. So, we might just ignore this. Total shout out because of 10 X-Men movies. Are there just 10 X-Men movies? Are there 10? There's X-Men, X-Men United, X-Men The Last Stand, Origins Wolverine, First Class, Days of Future Past, The Wolverine, Deadpool, Deadpool 2, X-Men Apocalypse, that's 10. Then there is Dark Phoenix, The New Mutants, Logan. I feel like I'm missing one. I have 13 X-Men movies in Fox, with Fox's X-Men. Deadpool and Wolverine kind of fits. It's going to start in that universe, but it's going to finish in the MCU. Deadpool's with the Marvel section? Okay. Deadpool movies are still technically in that universe, though. They're still technically part of Fox's X-Men. The same as like the Hugh Jackman Wolverines. Technically, he was technically in the James McAvoy section of the universe, because in the Deadpool 2 cameo, we're like, seriously, where are all the other X-Men? They're all hiding in that one room. It was McAvoy in there. Was New Mutants a movie? Unfortunately, yes. Don't watch it. Nor should you watch Dark Phoenix. They're both horrible. I give the New Mutants credit for trying something new in the same way Eternals tried something new, but the New Mutants has nothing going for it. Anya Taylor-Joy is in it. She does a good job. She plays magic. And Maisie Williams is in it. You seen Dark Phoenix? Yeah, it's... They had 2 attempts at their Dark Phoenix saga and fucked them both up. Do you know Terrax from Marvel? I actually do not. Hi, Bubba. You good boy? Are you a good boy? So we actually have a lot of the characters here. Like, ignore this, because Sonic Oracle's dead. And they renamed Aerosylph and Phoenix Guardian, so just ignore a lot of that information. I'm really just looking at Aerosylph, Spectre Surge, Phoenix Guardian, and Temporal Enchantress. Psionic Oracle's dead. Corona Warden's dead. And none of these names are accurate to what ChatGPT came up with to begin with. So we're going to probably need to do some of that, you know, fly all the way back up to fly all the way back down kind of bullshit. So, yeah. It's a lot of fucking stuff in this. I'm not going to worry about trying to get ChatGPT to give us the correct names, because we'd borderline have to, like, get ChatGPT to, like, tell them every single name so it lists it for us. So I think for now that's going to do it for phase 2. I'm going to take a break from the ChatGPT bits on Wednesdays. I'm still going to probably try to stream on Wednesdays, but it might not be for ChatGPT stuff. It'd probably be music and gaming a little bit. I won't start the phase 3 streams until the phase 2 video is published. That last time it took a while. I had a lot of shit come up personally, so that gap was probably a bit longer than normal. I will try to get it up as soon as possible. No guarantees when the phase 2 video will be published, but because you guys showed up to the streams, you essentially already know what happens. So, but you guys got to help me make it. Right? You guys got to help make it. So, what'd you think, Bubba? What do you think? You sneezed on me. Oliver's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Want to say hi, Bubba? Bubba. What's this? He's the goodest of boys. He's a good boy. What? He's giving me that, like, I'm tired look. You guys want to say hi? Here you go, Bubba. Bubba, look ahead. Bubba. He's watching the cats. While the cats are fighting in the back. He can't see them. They're right underneath this right now. This is Oliver. Oliver's an old man. He's 12. We got him when I was in 7th grade. This little guy is older than the first Avengers movie. Aren't you, buddy? October 2011 is when your litter was born. And to my knowledge, he's the To my knowledge, he's the oldest member of his litter, the only one still alive. And you were the runt, I think. You had to be the runt with how small you are. But he's so sweet. This little guy. Big yawn. Are you sleepy? Are you sleepy? He's a good boy. I'm just gonna let the cats sleep with me, so I'm just gonna let them tire themselves out. Just so they're not fighting each other while I'm trying to sleep. Yeah, he's cute. He's a good boy. Can't really see him. He's a good boy. What's fun with Oliver? He looks distressed. No, he's just very interested in the cats and not me or the string. This is actually how he loves to be held. He loves to be held like a baby. As a matter of fact, if I hold him, like how I know a lot of dogs like to be held, where they have like their chest towards you, he puts his paws on me and will fight to either sit like this or sit like this. He wants to be leaning into an arm, either with his back or with his front. That's the ball. I wish I wore a different colored shirt. What's up? Cats just went behind the PlayStation. But what's fun with Oliver is I can actually make him look distressed. I know how to push his buttons. They're very easy to push. You coming up next weekend? Few cats to Kevin? Yeah, they're adorable. It's really easy to push Oliver's buttons. So, Oliver has a very sensitive butt. But here's the thing is, I'm technically holding his butt right now when I'm holding him. See? Nice and secure, right? But to Oliver, next Wednesday, he hates it when you acknowledge that you're touching his butt. So, what you do is you say, I got your butt. 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 Or you just like lightly blow on his face. Are we playing? Let's see. Yeah, we just playing, Bubba. You good boy? You're a good boy. Yeah. See, we're just playing. Or you just raise your hand. He's a good boy. You a good boy? Yeah. What if, was it Ginger? If you lightly twisted her ears, she started growling? Yeah, that was Ginger. Motorcycle ears. I'll do it with Oliver, but he doesn't do it the same. Ginger was another dog. She was actually, if you wanted to say it, you could say Ginger was Oliver's aunt. What's up, Puggle? Bubba. Let's do motorcycle ears. You ready? This was motorcycle ears. You grab their ears. He's trying to watch the cats. You grab their ears, lightly grab the ears, and you like like rotate your hands around the ears, so you're not like twisting their ears. You're just like rotating your hands over their ears. My other dog that we had who passed away was from kidney failure. Essentially, she was his aunt's. This one here. She would growl, so you weren't hurting her because you're just rotating your hand on her ear. Basically, exactly what I'm doing with Oliver right now. But she would growl. For Oliver, he's the I got your butt. I got your butt. Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? Did you a good boy? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, he's a good boy. Do you want me to set you down? Yeah? Okay, I'll set you down. Have you checked my YouTube channel yet? I have not. Maisie. Ooh. Top tier content. How long ago did Ginger pass away? 2018. I want to say it was 2018. Yeah, it was 2018. It's because... Was it 2018? It had to be 2018. Because we got Heidi... 20... So she might Shadow. Maybe? She might have been Shadow. I don't know. But either way, the phase 2 is done. You guys got to meet 3 of my 4 pets. Heidi is the one that's not down here. She's another dog. Sophie just got thrown into the collectible cabinet. There's Maisie waiting for her. Oliver wants to be let out, so I'm going to let Oliver out of here so he can go do his thing. Cats are going behind my dresser. I don't know if I like that. I will let the Oliver out. So before he starts whining like a little baby, see, he's just waiting by the door. Can't really see. He's waiting by the door. You can kind of see him there. Cat passed away. Dog passed away. Yep. So I actually had 2 dogs. I actually had 1 dog pass away and 2 cats pass away. Another cat we had to get rid of. Dog we had to get rid of. Another dog we had to get rid of. How's music going? No rush. Just curious. I'm planning on working on it more tomorrow. Yesterday I was laid out. Couldn't even finish my shift at work. I was feeling like absolute garbage yesterday. Monday wasn't able to do much. Today, work didn't seem to end, and had the stream, of course. I gave some music lessons, and then we were also working upstairs, so didn't have time today. I'm gonna plan to continue working on the music tomorrow. What I plan to do as well is occasionally throw in some musical live streams. So, not just like playing music, but writing it. So, MODOK beats John Wick, by the way. And so, essentially, he's okay. And so I might throw in some live streams of composing, just kind of let you guys see the composing process. So either way, thank you guys for coming by, witnessing the end of. Do you mind? I'm trying to record something here. Noisy boy. The end of. Are you done? The end of Phase 2 of the ChatGPT cinematic universe. The cats right back there. And yeah. It looks like Arkham Knight won the next game vote in a landslide, so it looks like Arkham Knight will be the next game played for the live streams. Though for the sake of completion, after Arkham Knight, we'll probably play some Injustice 2. And just for the sake of completing Injustice as well with Arkham Knight, we'll wrap up with Arkham Knight next. That won the vote. It's been a few days. Call the vote over as of today. And I'm just going to check the numbers really quickly. Catch you later, Poseidon. When am I live again? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe Friday. I don't know. It's just refusing to show up on my channel. I gotta look it up here. Good night. 81% of votes went towards Arkham Knights. For the sake of completion, considering we played Injustice 1, we'll look to probably try to play Injustice 2 after Arkham Knight, but we'll see where we are after beating Arkham Knight. So, try not to count the chickens before they hatch kind of thing. So, let's go ahead and focus on Arkham Knight for the next game. I will also plan to maybe show you guys some of my composing process, because I haven't composed for a little while, outside of just a little bit here and there last week or so. Kind of getting back into it a little bit. Would love to show you guys a little bit behind the scenes. And then Arkham Knight will be the next game. We'll take a break from the ChatGPT universe. Phase 3 live streams will not start until the Phase 2 full video is uploaded. And I will get that done hopefully here very, very soon. I probably will make one more Avatar video before making the ChatGPT Phase 2 video. And in the meantime, we'll focus on composing in Arkham Knight for live streams. Yes, we'll look to play Injustice 2 probably after Arkham Knights. The reason we're doing Arkham Knight first is because it dominated the poll with 81% of the vote out of 5 total decisions. So, actually, Blake, in this case, we actually had a poll go up on the 17th that had 5 choices: Arkham Knight, Injustice 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Forspoken, and Bioshock. Arkham Knight won in a landslide, 81% victory. So, we'll play Arkham Knight, and for the sake of completion, we'll look to finish Injustice 2 probably afterwards. So, anyways, I'm talking you guys' ear off. This is that me looking just to hear myself talk kind of thing again. So, you all have a great rest of your evening. Maybe one more video before the Phase 2 video. I'm looking to probably make it Avatar themed. But either way, you have a great evening. And as always, have a very lovely day.